Ernie Gonzalez really just can't stop. Good morning, everyone. It is currently 3 in the morning. I got about 3 hours of sleep over 2 days. So pardon if I'm a little testy and pardon if I look like a cockatiel. Ernie Gonzalez, you know, the incumbent Republican that we've been making fun of for, I don't know, about a month now. Yeah, he has decided to double down on his attack on Brandon Herrera by not only taking something out of context, but this time framing it as if it was what was actually said in the most disgusting manner possible. And what did he take out of context this time? Well, it's an old joke that Brandon didn't even make. And the reason he didn't make it was because he said, "This is way too offensive." I'm not going to say it. He instead made another joke. Now, mind you, where was this joke being made? It was at a panel to help raise money for veterans. You know, something that Ernie Gonzalez doesn't do because he's too busy stripping, Americans of their rights by voting for red flag laws and, choosing to keep the border open while claiming he cares so much about it. It's really interesting how often his and Biden's voting records cross paths. Wonder why that is. Also, wonder why the man's not running on his actual record. Oh yeah, because he doesn't have one. So what I'm about to play for you is an ad by the absolute piece of human garbage, the excrement that has crawled out of a horse's ass, Ernie Gonzalez.
I was awarded the Purple Heart in Iraq, but the war followed me home.
Veteran suicide is real.
If you listen to Brandon Herrera, he thinks that's a joke.
If it makes everybody in the room feel better, I often think about putting it in my mouth, so I'm basically an honorary veteran.
If Brandon Herrera won't support veterans, he has no business representing us in Congress.
Tony Gonzalez is a veteran.
Tony Gonzalez stood up for us in the Middle East. Now he's standing up against Joe Biden right here on the border.
That's why veterans stand with Tony Gonzalez.
I'm Tony Gonzalez, and I approve this message.
And just so you know where this clip, this audio actually comes from, it comes from a podcast called The Unsubscribed Podcast, of which Brandon is a host with, a veteran with a Purple Heart and 2 other veterans.
So, because I was joking, because I'm one of the few people in the room that I never served. I'm not a veteran, but I did grow up, military, 2 Army brats who never had the sense to leave Fayetteville. So Fort Bragg, everything like that. So I grew up around the military, didn't really realize the military sense of humor wasn't normal. So, that was kind of awkward. But if it makes everybody in the room feel better, I often think about putting it in my mouth. So I'm basically an honorary veteran. Fucking veteran on the side back here.
The best in the back row of jets. Yeah. Joke. That's
no laughs, but
don't use it for anything else.
Every person I ever told it to, every veteran I've ever told that joke to, laughed their ass off and said, "You can't fucking say that."
Yeah.
Also, get this man an Applebee's discount.
Cody.
Here's the thing. I'm pretty sure that the veterans that are in this video are probably Ernie's only friends. I think they literally only did this because there's a paycheck and, I don't know, maybe a thumb up the butt somewhere along the way. Now, I am not a veteran, but I can tell you from every veteran I have talked to, every single one that I've interacted with, and every single one that I am related to, all of them despise Ernie. Every single one of them. And not only that, all of them are diehard constitutionalists because that's what they believe they were fighting for. They believe in the United States Constitution, which means they believe in their rights, their gun rights, freedom of speech. They believe that the country should be protected. As I'm not a veteran, I think it is a good idea that we hear what veterans have to say about the matter.
My name is Tim Kennedy. I'm a veteran, and I support Brandon Herrera.
I support Brandon Herrera.
My name is Michael Jones. I served in the military for 9 years active duty as a SEER specialist and as a TACP within the United States Air Force, and I support Brandon Herrera.
Justin Governal here, former Marine Scout Sniper, Purple Heart recipient, and I support Brandon Herrera.
Adam Knowles, 13 years Army Reserves, and I support Brandon Herrera.
My name is Sergeant Omar Avila. I am a Purple Heart recipient, a U.S. Army veteran, and I stand with Brandon Herrera.
Hey District 23, my name is Zachary Bell, more commonly known as Veteran with a Sign. I'm also a United States Marine Corps combat veteran, and I'm proud to support Brandon Herrera for District 23. Long before he decided to run for office, he was out there advocating for all of us in the veteran military community, and now he's doing so in the biggest way he can. You should support Brandon Herrera for District 23.
My name is Nick. I was a medic in the Iowa Army National Guard for 6 years, and I support Brandon Herrera.
My name is Eli Cuevas, and I served in the United States Army for almost 4 years, an infantry soldier, and I support Brandon Herrera. Also, I was bad at my job. Love you, Brandon.
My name is Jared Taylor. I spent from 2003 to 2018 in the United States Air Force. Spent 18 months of my career in a combat theater fighting the enemy toe-to-toe. And I support Brandon Herrera for Congress, like any veteran would.
Hi, I'm a veteran who supports Brandon Herrera. I just want to say sometimes veterans deal with dark things in their lives with dark humor. That's just how it is. But Brandon Herrera for District 23.
So I'm going to reiterate this. The only time that people throw these kind of slimy ads out there, the only time that people pull this disgusting crap is when they are desperate. And what do I mean by desperate? Well, let's take a look at this. Ernie Gonzalez, I almost said Tony, but how dare you? How dare you, Tack? I can't use that name because it's not his actual first name. Ernie Gonzalez has voted for gun control, red flag law specifically, did not sign on to support actually fighting for and closing our border, has constantly sided with Democrats, but, you know, he's a conservative, right? Has constantly attacked Brandon for not being from Texas. Meanwhile, you know, Ernie was registered to vote in Florida as early as 2016, but apparently that doesn't matter because he's a hypocritical piece of shit. Ernie Gonzalez looks like what would come out of the Penguin's ass if Mr. Freeze fucked it. Ernie Gonzalez looks like if you tried to draw Lena Dunham and Rosie O'Donnell from memory. He looks like Kim Jong-un's Mexican cousin. I might be venting right now, but still, fuck this guy. Now, once again, I am going to say this, and I'm going to say this clearly. Taking things out of context like this is a disgusting tactic. If you ever wanted to see me pissed off, this is probably as close as I'm going to let it get on YouTube. I'm just being 100% honest here. This actually pisses me off because not only is this person lying, slandering, and constantly taking things out of context, but he is doing so using veterans as tools. This is the same kind of crap that you see with Moms Demand when they bring out their little kid who doesn't even know what their favorite color is yet and being like, look at what little Sally says. I want gun control, mommy. Yeah, that little shit. Yeah, it's the same exact goddamn thing. It is using other people as a political tool because you have no record to run on. Your record is crap. You are a piece of crap. And may God fucking have mercy on your soul for the lies you have told. Fuck you, Ernie Gonzalez. Being that it's morning and I'm already awake, I guess I'm just gonna go make breakfast now. Have a good one.
Check him in the fields, he's the corn king. Eats it weird and that's just the beginning. Moans with each wipe, yeah he's that guy. Neighbors raise brows as he goes by.